Here we go. So this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to go about reading the spreadsheet. So I know getting a spreadsheet like this sent to you, if you're not savvy with them, or if you've just never been sent a workout program over a spreadsheet, can be a little bit confusing. So the goal of this video is just going to be clear up any confusion that you have. And so that way, when you get the program sent to you, you'll be able to hit the ground running right away. We'll be able to take that confusion out of the way for you. So with that being said, let's get going. The first thing that you'll notice on this sheet when it's sent to you is that there's actually 5 different sheets at the bottom. So the first one is block 1, week 1 through 6. Then you got block 2, week 7 through 12. Then you have the mobility and core routine, program schedule, and video library. So just some important videos that you need to watch prior to getting the program going. This video is obviously listed in this tab, so this should be the first video that you watch. So I'll go back to block 1, and one thing that I'll mention really quick is block 1, this is going to be the layout of your first 6 weeks of training. So if you're able to understand how to read through this page, then block 2 is the exact same. The only difference is that the sets and reps and RPE change as the program moves on, but in terms of the actual layout of the page, they're the exact same. So if you understand how to read block 1, you'll know how to read block 2. So block 1, if I zoom out, you'll notice that the days of the week run horizontally across the page. So this would be day 1, which is your upper body day. Beside it is your day 2, which is your first lower body day. And then we have day 3, which is your second upper body day. Day 4, which is your second lower body day. And then day 5, which is your arm training day. So the days of the week for the program run horizontally across the page. And now I'll zoom back in and we'll actually go through how to read each day individually. So we'll start with day 1. So this is upper body, day 1. Right beside that, you'll see a section that says notes. You don't have to fill anything out here. This is just going to be some things that I think are important that I'll throw in. So one thing that I always say that I'll mention later is the regression exercises are no less stimulating in terms of muscle growth. High effort equals high stimulus. So I just make that as a little note here. And then I also link the general warm-up, which is also in the video library, but I'll link it up top for each workout. That way you don't have to flip back and forth between pages. You can just click on the general warm-up right there. Below that, you'll see this is where the workout actually begins. And I want to mention that the movements throughout the workout run vertically down the page. So a pull-ups pronated or a pronated pull-up is going to be the first exercise you do. You're going to complete 4 sets of that exercise, and then you're going to move on. Deficit push-up is the second exercise you'll perform. You'll perform 4 sets, and then you'll move on. Then you got the 3-point row, and then you have the cable chest adduction. So the movements run vertically down the page. And another thing that you'll notice with the movements is that right beside the primary movement, so for upper body day 1, the first movement is a pronated pull-up. But if you can't perform the pronated pull-up, or if there's a week you go into the gym and you're just not really feeling like performing that exercise on that given week, I do provide you with a second option, which is a little bit of a regression just in terms of maybe it's you're not pulling your own body weight. So if you're not strong calisthenically, the regression will always be you moving an external load, or it'll be stabilized for you. So it'll be like a machine variation, something like that. But every movement that's programmed also has an option 2 for every single workout. And one thing I'll mention that I did briefly off the top is just because it says regression does not mean that you should avoid doing it or that it's going to be any less stimulating than the primary movement programmed. In terms of building muscle, as long as your effort level throughout each set is high, then that's what's going to elicit the results of muscle damage. And if you're doing the right things outside of the gym, muscle growth. So these regression exercises, that's why I put option 2. I really view them as a second option, not necessarily a lesser option than the first one. So just know that going into it, any regression or option 2 exercise is still great bang for your buck, and you can swap them in and out as frequently as you want. So now we'll notice underneath each movement, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. you'll see some columns listed below. You have week, A sets, reps, B sets, reps, RPE, tempo, and then load used per set. I'm going to run you through all those real quick. So you'll see week, and under that it goes week 1 all the way through down to week 6. So this is going to be your week 1 for the pronated pull-ups. This is how you're going to perform them. So week 1, you're going to do 3 sets of 5 reps. And when you see A sets and B sets, that means that your A sets are the sets that you perform first. So for the pronated pull-ups on week 1, you would do 3 sets of 5 reps on the pull-up, followed by 1 set of 8 reps. And then every single set is going to be performed at a 7 to an 8 RPE. I have a video in the video library. RPE means rate of perceived exertion. Definitely, again, like I said, just watch all those videos that are listed in the video library prior to doing anything else. Like, that's number one job here, is get through those videos. So I'm not going to ramble on about RPE, but week 1 for the pronated pull-ups, again, it'll be 3 sets of 5 reps, followed by 1 set of 8 reps, all at a 7 to an 8 RPE. So for the 3x5, say you're somebody that's strong at pull-ups, you're probably going to add load to those reps. So load used per set. So say on the first set of 5 reps, you use 10 pounds. And then on the second set of 5 reps, you use 10 pounds. And on the third set, you did the same. But then on the fourth set, because I have you doing 1 set of 8 reps, which is more than 5, obviously. So maybe you just had to do that set at body weight. And then week 2, you do 3 sets of 5 reps, 1 set of 8 reps again at a 7 to an 8 RPE. So maybe the numbers stayed the same, or maybe you felt a little stronger week 2 and you were able to increase the weight on the last set of 5 reps. And then you went back down to body weight for the set of 8 reps. And then it just continues on. The third week is the exact same, but again, maybe you're feeling a little stronger. So you did your second 2 sets of 5 reps at 15 pounds and you finished again at body weight. And then by week 4, now we're going only 2 sets of 5 reps and 2 sets of 8 reps. So maybe you did both sets of 5 reps with 15 pounds. And then the 2 sets of 8 reps, maybe you added 5 pounds to the pull-up. And then you would just continue filling that out as the program progresses. And once you've filled out all 6 weeks, then you would go to block 2, and the same thing continues on the next page. One other thing that I would like to mention about these sheets, you'll notice that, and I think it's really only for the arm training day that I do this, but you'll see how on upper body day 1, it goes number 1 exercise is pull-ups, number 2 is deficit push-up, number 3 is 3-point row, and number 4 is cable chest adduction. That means that you're performing 1 exercise for all 4 sets and then moving on. Whereas if I scroll over to the arm training day, you'll see it says A1, A2, B1, B2. That means that it is a superset. So you're performing 2 exercises at the same time. So you would do 1 set of 8 reps on the barbell bicep curl. You would take 30 seconds to a minute rest, and then you would do 1 set of 8 reps on the tricep push down. You would continue that for all 4 sets, moving back and forth between exercises before moving on to B1 and B2, which you would do the exact same thing. Do 1 set of 1 exercise, do 1 set of the next, and repeat that, switching back and forth for all 4 exercises. So unless you see the letter come before the number, so A1, A2, if you don't see that letter, if you just see number 1, number 2, number 3, that means that you're performing 4 sets, moving on, 4 sets, moving on. So again, if you understand how to read block 1, you'll understand how to read block 2. Then I'll go to the mobility and core routine. This is just like an added aspect to the program. So I'm giving you 2 options for mobility and core routines. This would be one option that you can do. This would be a second option that you can do right beside it. You can add in this core mobility routine as much or as little as you want. So this is just, like I said, an added bonus to the program. So if you feel like you have energy on any given day and you want to hit a core and mobility routine, by all means do it. And if you feel good doing it, you can just essentially perform this little micro session as much as you want. And then, like I said, there's 2 different options. So one is not a progression to the other. It's just 2 different sessions that you can do. So say on Monday you wanted to do the core mobility 1, and then on Wednesday you wanted to do the core mobility 2. Or if you just loved the core mobility 2 and you wanted to do that often, again, that's really up to you how much you perform these 2 sessions, and then how often you move back and forth between them. However, I would recommend moving back and forth because they do target different movements and whatnot. So then we have the program schedule. You'll notice that I don't have it listed as like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I just have it listed days 1 through 7 because you can start this program on any given day of the week. So say you started on a Wednesday, then that would mean for week 1, day 1, that would be Wednesday. So on Wednesday, you would hit upper body 1, and day 2 would be Thursday. So you would hit your lower body workout. Day 3 would be Friday, you would rest. Day 4 is Saturday, you would do your second upper body. Day 5 is Sunday, you would rest. Day 6 is Monday, would be your second lower. And then day 7 is Tuesday, which is your arm training day. And then the schedule just continues on like that with a couple extra rest days planned in between. Just with the nature of this program being higher volume, because it is a muscle building program, it's definitely important to add in rest days as much as possible. So I think I've done a pretty good job of dispersing those throughout the weeks. So I would say if you do plan on following this program pretty regimented, like on a regular basis, then you should definitely follow this program schedule the best you can, as long as it fits in with your lifestyle. And then the fifth page is just that video library. Again, I would highly recommend watching these videos before doing anything else for this program. And then the last thing that I didn't mention is you'll notice that every single exercise or video on these spreadsheets is hyperlinked to a YouTube channel with demo videos there. So if you click on, say for the core mobility routine, the lacrosse ball foot rollout, if you click on that, it'll bring you right to a demonstration video on our YouTube channel. In case you don't know what a lacrosse ball foot rollout is, it'll just send you right there, and it should clear up any confusion that you have. And same goes for both blocks, block 1 and block 2. Every single exercise that you see, if you don't know what it is, you can just give it a click, and again, it'll bring you to a demonstration video on our YouTube channel. So with all that being said, I'll stop rambling on, but I hope this cleared up any confusion that you may have. And if you do have any extra questions, don't be afraid to DM me directly or throw that question into the WhatsApp chat. With that being said, thank you very much. I'll let you get to it. Hope you enjoy the program, and we'll chat soon.